Hi guys, I'm Sydney Umeri, and this is Retired College Athletes, a platform designed to inspire and inform current and former athletes through stories and advice from retired college athletes. And today we're talking about why athletes make awesome entrepreneurs. So, sports and business kind of go hand in hand. When you get to college, you realize that sports is a business. So, to me, it's your best introduction into the business world. You kind of learn how to operate and move there. But there are some key things that athletes learn throughout their time in sports they can easily take into the business world and become awesome entrepreneurs. The first thing is that we're really focused on what we're trying to achieve. Oftentimes, as you play your sport, whether you're on a team or you're in an individual sport, you're so focused on the goal, whether that's winning, whether that's getting to a certain place in a tournament, whatever that is, gains, anything like that. You are so focused on what you want to do, and that's so important in the business world. Whether you're working for yourself or for another company, being able to go full steam ahead towards a specific goal and zoning in on that is intangible. The second thing is that we don't fear pressure. And if we do, we know how to manage that fear. Imposter syndrome is a real thing, and we've talked about that on this channel. But being able to manage that and work through that is super important. Everyone deals with fear. And I think in business, it's a really common thing. You're going into new, uncharted territory and you're trying to figure things out. But being able to manage fear is super important. As athletes, we do that every day. Whether you're going to practice and managing a coach's expectations or going into a game and managing the fear of messing up and things like that, we have a bunch of practice doing that. The third thing is that we have a little grit to us. I mean, to be honest, in order to be a college athlete, you have to have something, I guess, deep down inside of you that gives you the push to get things done. Things are rarely ever easy as college athletes. I'm sure a lot of you guys know. And so being able to push through adversity is so important. And we've had a lot of practice doing that, whether it's working through really tough conditioning workouts or just going through a really tough part of the season. Being able to work with grit and work through adversity is intangible in the business world because honestly, the same things do apply. You hit speed bumps, things don't go as planned, and you have to be able to work through that. The fourth thing is that we use competition to push us further. Yes, that's a huge thing. The business world is competitive. And if you are too busy looking at your neighbor and what they're doing and getting, I guess, like worried about what they're doing and that you are going to match up, that's not going to work. So being able to look at your competitor, look at your neighbor and be like, hey, I can be better too. This is how I can innovate. This is how I can get better. That is huge in the business world. And as athletes, we've done that for a lot of our lives. Whether you're trying to get a spot on the team or just show why you deserve playing time, we've been doing that from the beginning of time. The last thing is being flexible. Like I said before, things will not always go as planned. And as athletes, we've gotten really good at just rolling with the punches and figuring out what's going to work. Whether you're in a game and the play is not running right, or you're in practice and things are starting to break down, we have learned how to work through those things, being able to just assess the situation and figure out what you need to do and move quickly, even if it's not the original plan. Remaining flexible is so important. So with that said, there is a little bit of research showing that a lot of C-level executives have the same thing in common, that they played sports. Maybe not necessarily collegiate sports, but they played sports. And being able to have that under your belt is so important for the business world, obviously. And so I'll link an article down below where you can read a little bit more about that and the correlation between college athletes or just athletes in general and CEOs or C-level executives. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing, and the bell notification so that you don't miss a video from me. I post every Thursday and we talk about content similar to this, revolving around athletes and all things that we deal with as we transition out and while we're in our sports. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and I will talk to you next week.